Get out of the car, we're gonna drag you out. We're gonna break your window, drag you out.
Corrupt officers love breaking the law, and they're especially comfortable doing that in big groups. But what happens when they get caught? This first case answers that exact question. On December 8, 2022, Thousand Trails in Verde Valley, Arizona called the Camp Verde sheriff after a staff member complained about Corey Drew's service dog. Police arrived and did what cops usually do.
Broken the law? Have I broken the law? No, but this officer safety, we don't know what's in the vehicle. We're like you step out and we can talk to you. Well, this isn't a traffic stop.
Step out of the car. We're giving you a lawful order.
Step out of the car. This is not a traffic stop. Step out of the car. I have not broken a law. Well, I'll tell you what, you're under arrest, so get out of the car.
Get out of the car.
What am I under arrest Disorderly for? Conduct. Get out of the car. Yeah, what disorderly conduct? Get out of the car. We'll talk about it, but right now you're resisting arrest.
Get out of the car, we're gonna drag you out. We're gonna break your window, drag you out. Don't do this.
What conduct did I do that was
disorderly conduct? It's a criminal charge.
Disorderly conduct?
ARS 13-2904, anything that disrupts the peace of another. Get out of the car, you're under arrest.
Wait, you witnessed disorderly conduct to arrest?
Get out of the car.
Is there a sergeant here?
My lieutenant's right here.
Okay,
get out of the car.
Disorderly conduct to arrest me, Lieutenant?
We're trying to talk to you.
Well, he's saying I'm under arrest.
So why don't you roll on the window and we'll talk to each other?
Well, am I under arrest or not?
We're doing an
So I'm
investigation.
not under arrest and they
Okay,
just
but
threatened
you're
to
being
arrest?
detained. You're being lawfully detained.
Okay, I'll agree with you there.
So, want to act like you're normal for a
Am I
second?
under arrest like this officer?
Okay, what did I just tell you?
You said I'm not.
What did I tell you? That you're being detained, right?
Sir, please step out of the vehicle.
No.
Okay.
So I said I'll
There you
talk
go.
to you.
Okay, do you have any weapons in your car?
I'm not going to answer any
Okay,
questions.
because this is a big difference between us taking you out or not. So you can run down the window the whole way and let us see your hands, or we're going to rip you out of the car. Roll down the window. Okay, this isn't a bro, we're getting to the point where this isn't a negotiation, okay?
I understand my rights. I have no officer.
Okay, well, if you understand your rights, there's a Supreme Court case that says you have to get out of the car. Okay, this is a lawful traffic.
On private property.
You're stopping me. Okay,
So
do you
what am
want
I
to argue about this,
for?
or do you want to talk about why we're here?
If he really wants to talk about why he's there, why does he need to be in handcuffs? Can't cops have a little manners? Scott Woolley, the park manager who called the police, then lies to the cops.
So I tried to arrange a meeting with us. We had an incident. He got in one of my security guys' face last night, so I tried to arrange a meeting with the guy. Then he got all pissy on a text with security, even though I'd sent him an email to meet with me about his actions. So then he came up and just stormed the office. Very combative. We have a history at one of the other parks of being combative. He recorded me the whole time. I just wanted to have a professional conversation.
Describe combative. What does that mean?
Raising his voice extremely high.
Okay, so yelling.
Not listening to my side. He's recording me.
Was he?
He tried. I have a kind of a line cross, and he tried to. And he got in my security guy's face last night.
You can see him practically struggling to get any criminal activity pinned on the man. Corey had recorded everything, and you can clearly see the lies.
Okay, so how close was he when he was yelling at you?
Oh, within 3 feet. But he was yelling and using it as what the conversation was last night. So it wasn't like he's very intimidating. I mean, that's all I can say.
Was he cussing?
No cussing.
Okay, did he threaten you?
Just said he was going to take it to legal and corporate.
Okay. What are the text messages?
So this is what concerned us at first. Security officer basically said that we were going to meet with him at 8:42 at 10:30. So are you refusing? And he says, why are you being evasive? Please give me the manager's email. I sent him the email with all my contact information. Then he says, act like no one is safe here, and you're rude, immature, and evasive. Now you made me unsafe and aggravated. I will only communicate. Do not approach me, or else things may escalate. So we thought, well, this is kind of getting out of hand.
You keep saying he's intimidating and combative. So combative.
Very argumentative.
Argumentative. Okay. Was he squaring up with you, bowing up?
No, just.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
I don't think he's threatening my safety, but he's not listening to comments. Like,
And you guys don't want him here anymore because of him violating whatever policies, rules you have?
well, at this point, since it's got combative like this,
Okay.
and that it's going to escalate, and even though he didn't even respond to my email about meeting with me.
Scott is using big words like combative and escalate, but he can't give one good example of Corey actually doing any of that. You'd be surprised to know that these cops did do some sort of real investigation.
With him, it doesn't sound like it was necessarily disorderly. He was argumentative, went into the store or whatever, and last night had gotten into an argument and gotten into a security guard's face. That was last night. Today he went in there basically doing this, argumentative, yelling, screaming.
He was yelling and screaming.
No profanities, no threats. He was about 3 feet away from the guy the whole time. He said he felt intimidated, but he didn't feel like he was like in.
Wasn't trying to start a fight with someone.
No,
Like if you look at the disorderly conduct statute, I mean, does this guy fit the statute?
Disturbed the peace of another.
I mean,
Property.
The officers eventually decide to let the man go, since this was more of a civil matter, not a matter of the law. But this incident isn't over yet because one officer was going to make a dumb mistake.
terrible name's Corey, right? Okay. All right, you're free to go. And I'm gonna ask you. You don't have to.
Yeah.
Would you be willing to show me the recording
Yes. I will show you of in here.
of the incident?
Now that we're done, you release me and we're good to go. I'll shut off my phone and
You're 100% free
I'll just
to
show
go.
you so that you can get the tone of what was going on there. And back, you know why? Him. Oh man, you guys trust me. This is gonna get real.
That looks like that's that. That one.
So then,
Why did that stop recording though? Was your interaction done with
I
that?
walked away. I was like, this is gonna get, and I just walked away.
Convenient.
Convenient. What's convenient?
Oh, nothing.
You have the other ones on there?
What's convenient?
The fact that you stopped recording when you wanted to.
When I walked away, it was convenient.
Yeah. Hey,
Dude, what is your problem, bro? Are you looking to? You see this? Are you recording?
we're all recording. I'm recording. I'm not
Okay,
hiding anything.
good. I'm gonna get that body cam, bro.
Okay.
I'm gonna file a complaint on you. That's out of
Do you have
line.
any other videos?
Convenient? You know exactly what you meant by
You're
that.
choosing to record what you want.
I'm recording the whole interaction. I turned and walked away. And you're
So-
telling me that's convenient? Were you there? Do you know what happened? I'm trying to give you evidence right now, and you're starting to you.
I'll leave LT. I'm sorry. That was my
All right,
mistake.
man.
I apologize, sir. I'm leaving.
Yeah, you shouldn't have said that.
Yeah, no. I'm sorry.
Because I was going to try to talk to him afterwards and ask him not to put on YouTube.
Well, that was going to happen anyways. So.
On the following day, Corey filed a complaint with Lieutenant Joe Johnson of the Sheriff's Office against the officer who made the petty remark. The Sheriff's Office assured him that they would reinvestigate the matter, which resulted in Corey being charged with a series of crimes and then being arrested. In court, Corey got a massive win and he got all charges dismissed. On top of that, the Sheriff's Office got tons of complaints from locals. However, this next case is horrifying because CCTV footage caught cops harassing innocent civilians while they were drunk off duty. On January 15, 2022, a Billings police officer and a Yellowstone County Sheriff's deputy were harassing cars as they drove by at a parking lot at a casino. He tried to break that car's side mirror, but the next car driver wouldn't just drive off.
I got one too. Don't fucking pull, son. kidding me? Get out, please! Get out of here! Get out of here! I'm gonna pull a gun too. He stopped you?
The two officers and the civilian jump the driver. They start beating him up. He pulls a gun in self-defense, and he fires a shot. A bullet fragment hits one of the officers in the face. At the same time, their civilian friend removes the passengers and fights the driver from inside the car.
He shot you in the face. He shot him in the face. Kill him, Steve!
The civilian friend of the cops was able to jump out as the car turned. Everything the driver did was in pure self-defense. Surprisingly, the officers didn't try to mess with the white SUV after that.
Right? Okay, ambulance there. Okay, ambulance, yeah. No, not yet. No, I'm calling right now. Yeah.
People from the casino provided medical aid to the injured gangster, and after a while, the driver came back to pick up his passenger. The injured gangster tries to chase the car down, but it had already left and was being chased by police cruisers. The driver ran and flipped his car and got severely injured. This is what the police chief had to say about the incident.
I'm looking at, as our officers, my officer, sheriff's deputy, are victims of violent crime. Okay, now we need to know what took place that precipitated the thing, but at the end of the day, the information we have is somebody pulled a gun on him. Someone pulled a gun on him.
6 months after the incident, a press release stated that both deputies violated policies on ethics. One of the deputies received a letter of reprimand stating that what he did was naughty, but will let it slide. The other officer was suspended for 2 weeks. If you thought that was frustrating, this next case will actually blow your mind because of how stupid the cops are. October 31, 2022, police stopped a visually impaired man after someone reported him brandishing a firearm.
Hi there.
Hey.
What's this in your back pocket? I just saw you walking it.
It's a navigational aid. What's the problem? You a tyrant?
Yeah, I am actually. What's your name and date of birth?
I don't have to give that unless
Yes, sir. I was investigating.
You have reasonable.
Do you want me to put you in handcuffs right now? Yes, sir, I do.
What is your suspicion?
It looked like you're carrying a gun in your back pocket. I'm stopping to make sure you're carrying it properly. You don't have
you
to.
ensured that it's not a firearm?
No, you keep turning so I can't see it. You don't have to be a dick to me.
Well, you're being one to me.
No, sir. I'm doing my job.
Am I detained?
Yeah, you are. What's your name and date of birth?
It does not matter.
Yes, sir, it does.
Do you have a crime?
Would you like me
Call
to
your
put you in?
supervisor,
He's right
please.
here.
All right.
She has too much pride to admit she was wrong. All that money into de-escalation training gone to waste. Let's see if the supervisor was smart enough to investigate.
Don't.
Sir, what'd she stop you for?
For a walking stick.
So,
And it could look like a weapon. She asked you to present it, okay?
Now she's asking me for ID.
Okay.
I don't need the ID unless there's reasonable articulated suspicion that I have committed a crime and committing a crime or about to do a crime.
Sir, and her suspicion was that you were armed, okay? And she's asking you for your ID.
Well, now she has verified that I am not armed.
Okay.
So there is no
You have
problem.
your ID or not?
I do have my ID, but you don't need it.
Okay. Okay. All right, you deserve it.
777. 77 Whiskey Mike detained. I don't know where his wallet is.
Where's your wallet at, sir?
Like a bunch of trained dogs, the cops eventually sniffed the man's ID out. Let's see if the ID tells them if he was committing a crime.
There you go.
Thank you.
I want your names and badge numbers.
1257 on Nick 65 floor 27.
Yeah, 4427.
Preferably
Hotel
your cards.
322 457 61 2540.
Yeah, 2623, just one.
Sir, are you legally blind?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
I had to walk up here in the dark for jury duty, which was canceled.
Why aren't you using your stick? You don't have to use your stick all the time?
Not all the time.
ID card alive.
26.
Green.
All right, Mr. Hodges. Was that hard?
It's gonna be. I want your name and your badge
You
number.
know, I put him in jail for resisting.
Okay. All right, let's go.
I want your name and badge number too, sir.
Have a seat.
You wanna pick my property up, please?
I sure will, after you have a seat.
If all else fails, they can always put you in jail for resisting. That's their fail-safe. Mr. Hodges has retained attorney John Phillips. Ever a heard notice of a police officer
so
corrupt
filed
and
stuck
Mr.
up that
Hodges
even
is
his
requesting a
colleagues hate
federal
him?
investigation of the Columbia County Sheriff's Office. Hope he sues these two to oblivion. But these cops weren't half as racist as this next cop. On December 22, 2020, Officer Adam Coy was in the neighborhood to investigate a complaint about someone inside a running vehicle when he encountered Andre Hill sitting in an SUV. Adam Coy and killed Andre Hill coming out of his friend's garage. The cross-examination was like a war zone for him.
So from your position of where you are, the individual comes in front of you, right?
Yes, sir.
You're standing up and then comes down to your right.
Yes, sir.
And then the next house to your right is 1062,
Yes, sir.
goes up to that porch.
Yes, sir.
Was anything said by the individual to you at that point in time?
Not at that point in time, sir.
What happens next?
He bangs on the front door really hard, and waits for approximately a minute.
Okay, when he banged on the front door, did anyone come to the door?
No, sir.
Was there any reaction in the house?
Completely dark, sir.
No lights came on, anything of that nature?
That is correct.
Waits for a minute, what happens next?
He repeatedly knocks again.
What is going through your mind when he repeatedly knocks again? I'm sorry, I guess so. When he knocked repeatedly the second time, did anyone come to the door?
No, they did not. Something's not starting to add up because he said that this person was waiting on him and about to be out. Now, why aren't they answering the front door?
Okay. What does the individual do?
Leaves the front porch, goes back in between the same route that he took to get there, passes between my vehicle and his again.
What do you say to him?
The lawyer then shifted to asking about the fatal event, and this is where we see Coy get a little emotional.
You see the person crouched down, what happens next?
I shine my flashlight on him and I say, something's not adding up here, come out here, show yourself.
Okay. Something's not out here. Come out here, show yourself. When you say show yourself, have you used that before as a police officer?
Yes, sir.
What do you mean by that?
Due to the fact that he was crouched in the corner, I was talking to his whole body. I wanted to see every bit of him.
Okay. You order him to show yourself what's going on. Come out here.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Do you have your weapon out?
No, sir.
Do you know where Officer Detweiler is?
Somewhere behind me.
Okay. What happens next, Adam?
Mr. Hill's walking towards me.
Okay. Does he immediately come out?
No, sir.
Does he respond to your question? What's going on?
Not at first, sir.
Did you hear anything from him?
No, sir.
And at the corner of the car, when he turns towards you, what do you see?
Silver revolver in his right hand.
Where was that silver revolver coming up in his right hand?
From behind his leg, and it was coming up at me.
Okay. And when you saw that, what did you think was going to happen, Adam?
I thought I was going to die.
What did you do in response to that, Adam?
I drew my gun. I yelled, gun, gun, and I 4 shots.
Why did you fire 4 shots?
That's what stopped it.
Okay. Did you fire any shots before when he was sideways?
No, sir.
Did you fire any shots when he was going to the garage or anything like that?
No, sir.
When you saw him come to the edge of the car, what did you see in his right hand?
A silver revolver.
Okay, why a silver revolver, Adam? What describe that for ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
It's a revolver is thinner in the front and thicker in the back.
Okay. What happens next, Adam? Did you turn your body-worn camera on?
Immediately.
Okay. What happens next?
I keep my weapon trained on Mr. Hill. He's down, but I can't see the gun anymore. I can't see his hands. Officer Detweiler says that should I approach, and I tell her to stay back.
Why?
I still couldn't see his hands. I wanted to see where that gun was.
Okay.
He was crying tears of remorse right now, but wait till you realize what Hill was actually holding in his right hand.
I got up to a point where I was standing next to Mr. Hill, and I rolled him back. And as I rolled him back, I looked to my left, and I started looking for where the gun was. And I seen the pile of keys sitting there. And I said, fuck.
Why, Adam?
I knew at that point that I made a mistake.
Okay. Had you seen keys in his right hand, would you have fired your weapon?
No, sir, I would not have.
Had you seen a cigarette pack in his right hand, would you fire the weapon?
No, sir, I would not have.
Did you believe that he had a silver revolver in his hand?
I did.
Okay. How did that make you feel, Adam, when you realized that you were mistaken?
I was horrified. It was the worst night of my life.
What did you do at that point, Adam?
I went in shock. I started dry heaving. I couldn't control myself. I couldn't think straight.
Did you tell anybody what you were believing in your mind as to the reasonable suspicion about what might be going on?
No, I did not.
Why not, Adam?
I'm not quite sure. Everything just went as a blur to me, and I knew I had just been involved in an officer-involved shooting, and that I was supposed to remove myself from the situation. I'm no longer supposed to be part of this investigation.
Did you ask to call a medic?
I did.
Who did you ask that to?
Officer Detweiler.
Did you ask for officer support?
I did.
Why?
Because I had just been involved in a critical incident. I needed officer support there.
Okay. Do you remember wandering around the scene?
Not really.
Okay.
I remember just being dazed. I remember wandering around the driveway a little bit.
Is there any doubt in your mind that you saw something silver in Andre Hill's hand coming towards you?
No, sir, no doubt.
When you saw that, what did you believe was going to happen?
Thought I was going to die.
Why did you fire your weapon at that point?
Because I saw an imminent threat, and I didn't want to get shot right before Christmas.
Would you ever want to get shot after Christmas, Adam?
No, sir.
May I have a moment, Your Honor?
You may.
Almost 10 minutes passed before officers at the scene began to aid Hill, who lay bleeding on the garage floor. He was pronounced dead at a hospital. The trial went on, and we could see the crocodile tears this murderer was crying.
Mr. Coy, was he obeying your commands?
Partially, sir.
Partially. You told a man to come out, and he's coming out. Did you tell him to do anything else?
Show yourself.
And he was showing himself by coming out, wasn't he?
Only part of himself, sir.
Well, he was behind a Nissan Altima. What could he do more to show himself besides walking to you?
Not hide his right hand behind his leg.
So you're saying that he was hiding his right hand behind his leg?
He walked several steps. What normal people walk with swinging the arms. He was walking with his right hand staying behind his leg.
Okay. At that point, you were concerned where his hands were?
Yes, sir.
But nowhere in this encounter did you say, "Show me your hands," did you?
It happened too fast, sir.
Nowhere in this encounter did you say, "Show me your hands."
I said, show yourself, sir.
When asked the question of when you shouted, "Show yourself," he turned and started walking out, would you say he's obeying your commands right there? Your response was, he is. He is responding to my commands. But, and a normal reaction from my training and the thousands of times I've had somebody when I give that loud authoritative voice, the response normally is to like, "Hey, you got it. What's going on?" I didn't. He was responding to me there, but he wasn't responding in a manner that was submissive. You remember saying that to the agents?
Yes, sir.
So would Mr. Hill still be alive if he was submissive to you?
Sustained.
As you're walking there up the garage and throughout this entire interaction, you had a mic on your chest, correct?
On my shoulder, sir.
On your shoulder. That communicates with whom?
Everyone.
And you would agree with me that it is your duty and responsibility to communicate important things to other police officers, isn't that right?
When it's time, sir.
Mr. Coy, isn't it true that you really never formulated an opinion that something serious was happening in that house, did you?
I'm sorry, sir?
You never formulated an opinion as to that there was something serious happening in that house, did you?
As we were walking up the driveway, I began to think that this could be a home invasion or a burglary. I just a couple months earlier had a home invasion where I walked in on a ski mask person with a gun and had three girls downstairs, one girl upstairs, duct tape. It was fresh in my mind.
Mr. Coy, so fresh that you never pulled your weapon out, did you?
Not until I saw a threat, sir.
So much of a threat that you saw that this incident was so powerful that you never even told anyone about it, correct?
No, sir.
You didn't radio dispatch, did you?
I told Officer Detweiler too, sir.
And the fact was that you had an unarmed man who didn't have a weapon, and then you just came up with this story later to cover yourself, correct?
No, sir.
And the first time that you let anyone know that you thought a burglary was happening is when you wrote that statement about a month after this happened.
No, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor. I have no further questions.
After ending an innocent man's life, he fled the scene. His actions had consequences, and soon enough, the jury gave their verdict. Coy faces a sentence of life in prison without the possibility of parole. And to somewhat ease the loss to Hill's family, the state and Andre Hill's family came to an historic settlement.
We will remember his legacy.
Have you ever heard of a police officer so corrupt and stuck up that even his colleagues hate him?
Your speech is a little bit slurred. All right, I can smell it coming off your breath. I can see the redness in your eyes.
And we ain't got time for all this. We pulled him out. His shirts get ripped, and he had to get slammed to the car.
It's not against the law to drink and drive.
How do you bring down a criminal when that criminal is your partner? This is the shocking reality some good cops face, just like this first cop who had to arrest the sheriff. On 21 September 2024, the Gaming Enforcement Unit at MGM Springfield was investigating a vehicle parked in the valet area with its right front tire missing and damage to the wheel. Moments later, Sheriff Kochi, the owner of the vehicle, arrived.
How you doing, Sheriff?
Good, very good.
Good. Hi, Lieutenant
my
Corey
guy's
Mackey.
boss.
What's that? Who's busting what?
Gonna change his tire.
Okay, just to let you know, we came down to this.
Yeah.
We are recording, just so you know.
Yeah.
What happened?
I was coming around the corner, I popped the tire.
Do you know where? We're trying to,
right
we were
here.
looking to see where you were in the casino and everything, and
It's all good.
it's all good.
Change his tire.
Okay.
Okay?
All right, the problem is, hang on for a second. Were you the one driving it?
No.
You weren't driving it?
No.
Okay, who was driving you?
A friend of mine.
A friend of yours? He's in the casino now?
Yeah.
Okay, we'll see that too. All right, but I need you to stay here for a second, all right? Sir, none of us wants to be involved in this, all right? But I can smell alcohol coming from your breath.
100%.
I've got this right here.
Yeah.
Everything's on camera. I got to take it by the numbers.
Change the tire.
I got to take it by the numbers. We're going to review if your friend in there was driving, as you say. We'll see that on the camera. I can go talk to him. Everything will be good. All right?
Seriously? I'll tell you what. Leave the car here. Leave it.
Nope, sir. Sir, I'm going to ask you to stay here. Stay put, all right?
Why?
Till we figure this out. Because based on what I'm seeing here and smelling alcohol in your breath, I'm going to have to do an investigation through this, okay?
Okay.
All right? And if everything is fine, you know, if it determines that there's no...
Change the tire.
No, he's not changing the tire right now.
Let me tell you
Absolutely
something.
not.
He can change the tire.
He's not changing the tire yet.
Yeah. Okay. Want to go down the road, huh? Okay.
I want to take everything right by the numbers. Okay.
You might be wondering what the Hampton County Sheriff was doing at the casino in the first place. Well, with an annual income of $191,000, he had to blow it off somewhere, but Coachy was getting a little irritated now.
By the numbers and by the book, sir.
That's what we do.
That's correct. Yeah. All right. And if at the end of it everything is good.
Stop turning towards me.
Oh, sir, just stand over here for me, all right? Please.
I'm going to go back in the fucking...
No, you're not going back in the casino. All right, sir. Sir, I understand you are the sheriff. I respect that immensely. But right now I'm conducting an investigation, okay? I need you to stay here and follow the directions,
100%.
okay? All right?
You can't pop the tire, huh?
What's that?
You can't pop a tire.
You're not going to be able to put a tire on that rim anyways. That rim is completely and utterly destroyed.
I got my guy.
Okay, sir.
Okay.
Where, do you know where you ran something over? Where was it?
Right up on the corner. And I took the turn.
Took the turn into here?
Yep.
Okay. There looks like there's a plant on there. Was there a plant that...
Might have been.
Might have been.
I don't know.
But that's where it was. So the remnants of the tires should be down. Should be down that way. You don't know?
I have no idea.
Okay. Can I ask you where you're coming from today?
Springfield Country Club.
Springfield Country Club.
Yeah.
All right. The golf tournament. No, we're just there.
I was there playing golf.
We're there playing golf. Okay.
Yeah. What are you waiting for?
I'm waiting for another one of my supervisors so we can have two people here, okay?
Good.
All right. That way everything's recorded, everything's affected, everything's going to be nice and easy, okay, sir?
It's all good.
All right. Officer Cotto. Can you head down to the corner at East Columbus and just see if there's any remnants of the tire there at all? That's where you were and there was nothing there?
The right may not be.
May not be where you hit it. You head down to the corner at East Columbus and just see if there's any remnants of the tire there at all? That's where you were and there was nothing there?
The right may not be.
May not be where you hit it?
Okay. That's where I hit it, but...
Okay. Did you, after turning in here and hitting it, did you drive anywhere else where you could find the tire?
No.
No? So, okay. I'm just saying, the tire should be somewhere between where that was hit and here.
Yeah,
okay. You just do me a favor one more time. Just walk down there and then walk the whole way back to see if we can find the tire.
He just went back on his statement that he popped the tire when he turned into the casino, because the cops told him there was no evidence of that. And then Coachy finally admits his crime.
How much you had to drink tonight, sir?
Couple beers.
Couple beers?
Yeah. Keep recording me. We're not going nowhere.
Okay. I'd like to ask you to do field sobriety.
Nope, not gonna happen.
Not going to happen?
I'm not driving. Yeah. Field sobriety for what?
Well, you drove in.
That was a long time ago. What's up, Nikki?
That's how easily these tyrants can lie. And denying the field sobriety tests is just an admission of guilt at this point. Now the officers had a clear lead to where this stop was about to head towards.
Sir, when you went into the casino, did you have any drinks in the casino?
Negative.
You did not have any drinks in the casino? Because that's what we're waiting on right now. We're trying to figure out if you went in and had anything inside.
Zero.
You had nothing inside, so anything was at the golf course?
Yep.
Okay. And sir, it was from East Columbus onto MGM Way where you think you hit that?
I think so. Yeah.
All right, sir, can you come over here? I want to talk to you a little bit more. All right. I'd like you, I'm going to be very straightforward with you, all right? You came from East Columbus, you turned in here, we can't find the tire, that's fine. There's clear indications that that rim is pretty destroyed.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. You got here about 6:40 something, 6:45, so maybe 25 minutes before you and I started interacting, somewhere around a half hour, all right? You've got clear indications of alcohol consumption.
100%.
All right.
And
I can tell that you've admitted alcohol consumption. You've got your speech is a little bit slurred. All right. I can smell it coming off your breath. I can see the redness in your eyes.
Based on the officer's observations and review of the video from the casino, Kochi was placed under arrest for allegedly operating a motor vehicle under the influence of intoxicating liquor. But the law was still lenient with him. He'll be on probation for a year, lose his driver's license for 45 days, and be required to complete a driver alcohol education program, all while remaining in his full capacity as sheriff. So he keeps getting paid $191,000 a year. However, this next cop was the ultimate pain in the sides of his colleagues. On 21 April 2024, Officer Joey of the Rennes PD pulled over a suspect for swerving between lanes. He then radioed in to other officers to bring him a breathalyzer so he could confirm his suspicions.
Where y'all headed to?
You drop your truck off?
Where's that?
And you ran right here.
Is this your car or his car?
No, his car.
This one is?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a mom car.
Moments later, Officer Quincy Cannon and Sergeant Brown arrive on scene. This is where Quincy would show us how stupid of a cop he is.
You said you needed an alcohol sensor? The alcohol sensor?
Joe it is. I'm finna go home.
So who's doing the DUI?
One of y'all. Make it up.
Okay. Hey. Hey. I'm not even. Unless y'all want to work it, I'm not arresting nobody. Because I'm not doing anything because they still got me on ice. So unless y'all want to work the DUI, if not, I'm gonna have somebody come pick them up. You stopped the car. I did. I got a call for it. Your body camera's upside down.
Yeah, some of this.
But I just got called. Y'all asked for alcohol sensor. I have an alcohol sensor. Whoever needs it can.
Yeah, just let me see it real quick. I'm just having blow into it.
I mean, if you don't want to blow into it, you don't have to. You know that it's not against the law to drink and drive. I mean, it's not against the law to have a beer and drive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we got to see if he can drive.
And how can you prove that? I mean, I have the most training right now on scene.
Then you need to act like it. Then
no, I am acting like that. I'm telling you.
What are you talking about?
I'm telling.
Okay, well here.
All
you know that man ain't gonna drive off.
You deal with it. No, I'm saying like.
No, you deal with it. You got it.
If it'll help, what I could do, I was taking that to Lord.
Come on.
Quincy was acting like a know-it-all, so much so that Deputy Joey had enough and decided to hand over his DUI to the so-called veteran of the force. Quincy was dumbfounded.
I don't know what he feels about today. Come on. Run, chick.
So what was unsafe about him?
Friends 102 Central. I'm in service. Turn over to whoever.
Essential, I'm out of service, off duty. Hey Siri, call John Maynard.
Hey, how you doing?
Hey sir, my name is Officer Ken. I work for Rennes Police Department. What happened today?
I don't know. I got pulled over.
You got pulled over? Okay, by him?
I don't know.
Okay.
By him or who?
Okay, okay. All right, how much you had to drink today?
I had one beer today.
Okay.
And that's it.
Okay.
Now I know my blood pressure is up.
Okay. Well, what we want to do is we just want to check you.
All right, it's your choice. Do you want to blow on this? I gotta see. Right now, I mean, you looking functional to me. It's nothing like that. I don't see nothing. I didn't even stop you. Like this is completely. I didn't stop. I didn't stop you.
But they saying I was swerving all over the road.
Look, bottom line is we just want you to blow in this. That way we can see if you are able to drive.
The thing, Brownie,
I'm not gonna do that.
Okay, and that's his choice.
I wouldn't swerve it. Well, I don't know who called y'all. I followed him to the shop, take the truck to the shop.
Hey, Sergeant Brown, that's his choice. I gotta prove that he's less safe. I can't. It's against. I'll violate his Fifth Amendment right.
No, he was proved less safe when he was crossing that line.
And now
crossing what line? I did not.
If pissing off one deputy wasn't enough, Quincy now started arguing with Officer Brown. It's like he was working against his own partners. Eventually, Brown had to pull him aside because he was being too much of an idiot.
I gotta visibly see what's like. When I make my DUI, I visibly see abnormal behavior.
We're not going to hold courtside road, one.
Okay.
Two, we're not going to argue with each other in front of people. We're here to back one another up, okay?
And Joey left.
Okay, well, I can't help what Joey did. Now it's me and you here.
Okay.
So we're going to do what's got to be done.
Okay, and what's
right
that?
now we're looking like complete idiots to them, okay?
Okay. So what do you want me to do?
If Joey stopped, Joey don't want to do nothing with it, that's fine. He don't want to blow on that, that's fine. But he's not driving that car away from here.
I can't
due to his driving.
I can't be part of that because that's unlawful.
Well, you go do what you're gonna do. I'll take care of it.
Okay. Oh my God, this is completely.
Okay, this is where
Sir,
we're
here
at.
goes your ID, sir.
Based on his driving, we got a call that he was all over the road. At one time, he was getting in the other lane. We got behind him back there. And he was going over, still hitting that yellow line, crossing, okay? And we don't bother you unless you hit it about 3 or 4 times. Yes, sir. On crossing. So that's why he got pulled over. Yes, sir.
Brown told the idiot to get lost and decided to wind up the stop himself. Brown's years of experience showed as he proceeded to peacefully come to a conclusion with the suspect.
The officer that stopped him already said he wasn't going to pursue no DUI with him. Yes, sir. Unlock him up. But what we want to do is check him and see if he was okay to drive.
Yes, sir.
But since he refused to let us check him, then I need somebody to drive that vehicle.
Well, what I can do, I can let him get in with me. I'm gonna go right down to the Lords and unload my truck. I'll come back and load this one up and take it back to Barton.
Okay. Because I don't want him getting hurt, and I don't want him hurting nobody else.
Because he was doing me a favor. Because I don't have a vehicle at the time.
Well, see, it could just be his blood pressure.
Yes, sir.
We don't know.
Yes, sir. I understand. Well, like I said, if it's okay,
could be a sugar out of whack.
Yes,
we don't know. But I just don't want him getting hurt.
Okay, well, if it's okay, we'll just leave this here. I'm gonna run that truck down the Lords.
Okay.
And we'll come back and load this one up, and I'll just drive both of them back.
Well, I said, I ain't telling you got to do that. I'm just asking
I would
you
rather
if you
do that because I
will
appreciate y'all for what y'all doing for me.
because I don't want him getting hurt.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
All right,
That's what we'll do.
it.
I'm gonna leave the truck right here, and we're gonna go on down there and unload it.
Okay.
I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all.
Have a good day, sir.
Yes, sir.
Officer Quincy was a nuisance to the PD and to the suspects he arrested, so much so that he landed himself in hot waters after use of excessive force against a suspect. Quincy went through an internal investigation along with 2 of his tyrants in blue.
This investigation is to determine whether any criminal laws have been violated during the use of force incident. It is not an administrative or disciplinary inquiry, and you're not being compelled to give any statement or answer any questions. Your cooperation in this investigation is voluntary. Do you understand?
Yes.
You accost and will to come to the sheriff's office. Walk me through step by step what happened when you were here at the sheriff's office.
We told him to get out the car. He didn't want to get out the car. We pulled him out the car. He didn't want to go in the office. You probably see it's on camera trying to get him in the office. Deputy Costa's trying to put him in the office. Well, the sheriff's office. Open the door. We take him to the elevator. He starts moving around more. He gets up. He gets pushed to the thing, and then I punch him in the stomach, and I hit him in the face. I said, "Stop."
Okay. Let's back up a little bit. You said you told him to get out of the car.
He didn't get out of the car.
Okay. And you said who was pulling him out of the car?
Acosta pulled him out of the car.
Okay. And then you guys walked to the back door.
Side door.
Okay. Tell me what happened in the side door. Who had handled him?
We can see clearly on the CCTV footage how violently all these officers were slamming a handcuffed suspect against the wall and door. As the interview goes on, Quincy would go into details about how he committed his crimes.
He started pulling away in there. Costa put him to the thing. He still, and so I punched him in the stomach and I hit him in the face. I said, "Stop." And he was also talking about Cole too. So in the heat of the moment, he probably pissed me off with that, with the second punch. Hit him, I said his name's Cole, and I said, "Stop it."
And you said you punched him in the stomach, and then you punched him in the face?
Yeah, it was like a quick 1-2, well, with the same fist. It was like quick. It was in the stomach, and then it was in the face. I was like, damn, and I said his name's Cole, and I said, "Stop."
A quick 1-2 is what he described as his assault on a defenseless man. It was like he was expecting to be commended for it. The investigator now pushes Quincy to where the real assault happened, inside the elevator at the sheriff's office.
I understand tempers are raised, emotions are high. You've just gone through an officer-involved shooting where your partner has been shot, somebody that you're close to has been shot. So with that, I understand, you being upset and being frustrated, especially with somebody that's being, resistant to you guys. It's just talking a lot of shit.
Yeah.
So you guys get up here. Now the incident occurs at the sheriff's office. The pushing and shoving at the door, the punching in the elevator. Okay. Do you see why that is a concern to us?
Yes.
Okay. That's why we need to talk to you about that. Okay. Did anybody else punch him?
No, nobody else punched him. Like literally, he had to get slammed to the wall like he did several times through the incident. Like you said, you made a statement. You said it was something going on at the door. Was my patrol car door open?
Yes.
So it don't take 5 seconds to get out the car.
Mm-hmm.
So he don't want to get out the car. We should have charged him for obstruction at that point. We told him to get out the car. He didn't want to get out the car. He's still running his mouth.
Mm-hmm. What's he saying at that point in time?
He's just talking about Cole and all this stuff. It wasn't what I wanted to hear.
Mm-hmm.
And I like get out the car. Get out the car. He didn't want to get out the car, so I said, forget all that. He grabbed him. We pulled him out. And then we ain't got time for all this. We pulled him out. His shirts get ripped, and he had to get slammed to the car. Then he had to get muscle handled to the thing, and then he's doing all this pulling and stuff again. He had to get slammed to the wall again, and we didn't want to take no chances. So we're doing what force we need to do. Then he's still talking about Cole, and then he gets in the elevator. He does it again. I'm like, so I hit him once in the stomach and once in the face. It was like a quick 1-2 because the cop had to put him to the wall, and I said, "Stop."
Quincy is playing the role of the judge and jury by delivering his own twisted justice. Mind you, this is the same officer who said this in the traffic stop.
Hey, Sergeant Brown, that's his choice. I gotta prove that he's less safe. I can't. It's against. I'll violate his Fifth Amendment right. No,
His true nature was finally exposed in this interview. All he was doing now was digging his hole even deeper.
Okay. Is it how he ended up with a busted lip when you punched him in the face?
Yeah, I'm assuming so. We could have. Yeah, I mean, it probably could be. Yes.
Okay. Let me ask you, did he have a busted lip when he got out of the car?
I don't know. It was so dark out there. I don't know, but more than likely it was probably because of me. Am I getting charged for this?
No, we're doing just overall investigation right now. I'm not gonna sit here and tell you that you're getting locked up and nothing like that, okay? I don't know. I have to get back with my supervisor and say, hey, this is what came out of our interviews, and then we have to take other steps after that, okay? I'm gonna shoot you straight, okay?
After injuring the suspect in police custody, these butthurt officers didn't even give him first aid. What we'll see next are conflicting statements of the officers when it came to what happened inside the elevator.
He wasn't faced to the wall right away. First, I think we walked in, and
so you're in a tight space with an offender and 2 other officers. Doesn't matter if there's 10 officers in there. Every officer, I guarantee, is going to blade their gun, and they're going to make sure they have eyes on the subject at all times, right? So you have eyes on this guy the whole time, but every time you've been asked if someone hit him, it's, I don't know.
No, I'm saying, no, I'm in the elevator because I remember hitting the button.
Oh, I know you're in the elevator. Yeah, I know you're in the elevator.
I think I was hitting the button. I think there's a camera in the elevator or something, but I think I was hitting the button or something. Walked in, Acosta walked in. And, walked in, faced the elevator like someone would normally do. And then something happened, he got pushed. Something probably happened immediately, didn't catch my attention. Probably pulling away again, like I assumed. And he got slammed to that back right corner.
Okay. So if I'm looking into the elevator to the right corner?
Yeah, just like you handle anybody. I mean, if somebody's pulling away from you, you just slam them to the wall with their handcuffs, and you kind of like, secure them.
So he was facing the back wall or facing you all?
Walked in, you walk in the elevator, you look out the door, you force toward the door. I know that happened, and then something happened, and he got pushed to that wall, and I said, stop, boom, boom.
It's highly unlikely that 2 officers were pushing the buttons. Quincy admits to beating the suspect inside the elevator as well. This was everything the investigators needed. Quincy, along with 2 other former deputies, Andrew Acosta and Robert Wilson, was arrested and charged by GBI on charges of battery and violation of oath of office. Quincy was also fired. In a comedic twist, Quincy has since sued the sheriff's office, claiming his termination was racially motivated. Some officers tend to be trigger-happy, which ends up costing them their careers. In 2019, Neely and Miller traveled from Oklahoma to Pensacola to attend a law enforcement conference at the Hilton Pensacola Beach Hotel. After multiple complaints about noise from their hotel room, a security guard entered the room and found Neely sitting on top of Miller. Miller was presumed deceased a short time later.
How you doing, Mike? Hello. I'm Investigator Martinez. I think you've already met Mr. Tatum. Here's my card, sir. Mike, before we begin, advise you of your rights, all right? Yeah. Do you remember hotel staff or a hotel employee coming up and telling you guys to keep it down?
I don't remember that.
So what is the last thing you remember as far as that evening until the football game?
Well, I know you're asking me questions, but can I ask you a question?
Absolutely.
Okay, homicide. Who is dead?
Lucky's dead.
Lucky is dead.
Yes, sir.
I guess I probably don't have anything else to say then. I've got nothing to say to you.
All right, sir.
Okay.
Did you advise him what he was charged with?
No, Michael, you've been charged with second-degree murder.
Okay. I had no idea what I was being charged with.
Yeah, you're being charged with second-degree murder, and you're fixing to be booked in the Escambia County Jail with no bond. And we've already notified your wife,
okay,
Lucky's wife, and
Lucky's the victim.
Yes.
I'm assuming.
Yes.
Okay.
And we've notified y'all's department.
Okay.
And the task force head.
Okay.
Neely was acting like nothing even happened. Him and Miller were regarded as best friends by the department. Miller was also a father of 3. After much convincing from the detectives, Neely finally started to open up about the incident.
Well, do you want to continue to talk to us? If you do, then we'll tell you what happened.
I would I would like to know what happened, you know, because I'm telling you, I don't have any memory of any of this shit, and I'm shocked.
He was caught red-handed, and now suddenly he lost his memory of everything that happened that night. Instead of admitting what he did, Neely continues to play dumb.
The statement that was given by the second noise complaint could hear a male saying, Mike, stop, and then it just went quiet.
Lucky's dead. Is that what you're telling me?
Yes, sir, he's dead. He was found dead between his bed and the wall. And his face was, his right eye was pretty much swollen shut.
Does any of that jog your memory, Mike?
No, it doesn't.
Did you have any kind of animosity or anything like that towards Lucky?
Not at all. No.
Have you ever had a violent outburst or anything like that before when you were drinking?
No.
Anybody ever told you that you got violent when you drank?
No. Yeah, I can't believe it.
There's a lot of people, like I said, y'all's commander down in your unit said you guys were practically brothers.
Yes.
He was one and you were two.
Huh. Man, it's unbelievable. It's unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Why do you say that?
I got no problem with Lucky. I can't believe what you're telling me. It has happened. Can't believe it. Wow.
Well, this sucks for us just as much as it does for you. I mean, having to arrest a fellow officer, for something like this.
What's he dead from? I don't understand.
I mean, it appears that he's been beaten to death by all indicators that we have at this time, that we can physically see. It gives the appearance that he's beaten to death. His head is very swollen, like we said. His right eye is completely shut, and as he laid there, as time was going on, as we were getting the search warrants and everything together that we needed to do, bruises were starting to show up even more. I mean, you can't think of anything that would have triggered you to jump on Lucky?
Nothing. I mean, it's nothing. It's unbelievable.
Something happened at some point in time that triggered a reaction from you, and that's what we're just trying to figure out ourselves. I mean, we find out that you guys are down here for a damn homicide and crime scene class.
Yeah.
Sent down here by your department. And then this mess happens this morning, or last night. It just throws all of us for a loop. It throws all your bosses and everything, your wives and everything else for a loop.
Yep.
Both men were severely intoxicated the night of Miller's death, according to information presented during Miller's trial. Neely had a blood alcohol level of .294, and at the time of his death, Miller's blood alcohol level had been .334. So him claiming that he can't remember might actually have some truth to it. An Escambia County jury on March 30th found Neely guilty of second-degree murder. He was sentenced to life in prison. Not all sheriffs are dumb, but this next one sure is.
Has anybody told me to leave?
Somebody has called in.
And that's fine.
Shut up.
Somebody first off, you don't tell me to shut up.
I'll tell you what I want to tell you.
Okay, you're not going to tell me to shut up. You're a cop, right, bro?
Yeah.
So you get what I'm
No,
for, right? Okay.
I know exactly what you're trying for.
Okay, I'm just trying to rule you out so I can be on to the next person, okay?
How does a system designed to protect us sometimes fail so spectacularly? Especially the second case where an officer gets into a fatal head-on collision. Cops rarely respect our rights, and these first cops paid $75,000 for violating this man's rights. On March 22, 2019, Kenneth Grants was sitting in his SUV parked on a public easement when Officer Haynes of the Blanchard PD approached him.
Have I done something illegal?
Well, I like to identify you, just know who I'm dealing with, make sure.
Fourth Amendment right not to show that to you.
Well, if I'm making contact with you for a reasonable suspicion call like I am right now.
Being suspicious is a misdemeanor or felony.
Okay. Well, sir, here's the deal. I was called on you, okay? For a suspicious vehicle, you said yourself you don't live over here, you have a purpose. What's your purpose? Is the purpose legal or illegal?
That's for you to determine that.
Okay. So if you're going to determine that, I need to see your ID.
How is my ID going to determine whether I'm...
Well, it helps to let you know who I'm dealing with.
Cops usually skip over this step, but they have to investigate and determine that a crime is being committed before asking a person to identify themselves. But Haynes was about to accuse him of way more.
No.
Okay.
It's not none of your business.
Well, it is my business if you're planning on breaking into something, which I don't know if you are or not.
Make that determination whether you feel I'm going to break into something.
Well, that's why I want to identify you to help me figure out the determination.
How is my identifying?
Okay, because if I identify you and I run your check and it says you've been arrested 5 times for burglary, then I'm going to go a little bit further. If it's nothing, I'm just going to identify you, kick you loose, have a good day.
What suspicion of a crime do you think that have committed, about to commit, or...
5-1, check, start 502 over here. So I have a call for service.
I understand.
Okay. I've had multiple. I've had multiple calls. And so if you're not from here, I'm not sure if you are or not, because I don't know who you are. Okay.
My plate's right back there. I'm sure you can run it.
Yeah. Okay. So is that how you want me to identify you? Through your plate?
If that's what you have.
Are you the owner of the vehicle?
Do you suspect that I'm not?
I have no reason to believe you are.
Well, I'm sitting in a truck in front of the house, waiting.
For what?
I'm accused right here.
Okay.
That's none of your business.
It is my business.
No, it's not. Why is it your business?
Because I want to make sure you're not going to break into any of these houses or anything like that.
Do I look like
I don't know. You have a ladder.
That's your determination you have.
You have a ladder. What could you use a ladder for?
Does have a ladder in the back of the truck?
But you also have the right. I also can ask.
You have the right to ask me.
If I'm conducting an investigation, which I'm currently doing, and you don't comply, it's obstruction, correct?
Am I being detained?
I'm asking you a question first before I answer that.
Okay. Until I know whether or not I'm being detained.
You are not free to leave at this time.
Okay, then I'm being detained. I won't answer any questions
until I deactivate my lights, until you're free to go your tail. It's like a traffic stop. Okay? So, do you have an ID on you? Do you have an ID on you?
I don't answer questions.
Do you have an ID on you?
I don't answer questions. Accepting searches or seizures of persons for nothing wrong. I'm sitting on the side of the road in front of the house. Public roadway that's perfectly legal.
This is public roadway.
Public roadway.
Owned by the city of Blanchard? But is it owned by the city of Blanchard?
Haynes was trying to throw so much shade on Grants. Even if he could take his ID and it said that he used to be a burglar, nothing would change. Haynes still has to investigate. Grants knew the laws, and what he said next showed that.
South Johnson Road.
Are you Mr. Blanch?
Not Mr. Blanch. That's not what she said.
That's what it sounded like. That's what it sounded like. Can you repeat that last name?
Hey, from Grant, George Robert, Alan Laura, Tom Zebra.
Radio distorted sometimes. Clear on Grants. So are you Mr. Grants? Alright, man. Dude, it's not a big deal. I'm just trying to identify you and catch you loose.
With
this day and age, as you guys put it, citizens have to start standing up for their rights or they lose their rights.
I'm not trying to lose your rights at all, man. I'm just trying to make sure all these people around here living in this neighborhood are safe. Okay?
Do you have any reason to believe that I'm here for my rights that I'm gonna stand by?
And I understand that, and I don't want to.
For that purpose.
And I saw the Army sticker, and I appreciate your service, but I want to make sure that you're not here for nefarious reasons. So that's all I gotta do is identify you, make sure that you're not a wanted murderer or got warrants and like that, then I'll cut you loose and you have a good day.
You already ran my plates. They gave you the information that you needed. You can ask them to go ahead and run me through NCIC or.
Do you have a date of birth then? Because I have to run it with a name and date of birth.
I'm not going to answer that question.
Grants wasn't going to budge, but things would really start to heat up when Captain Bellamy arrived on scene.
You're required to do that. Will you give me your ID?
Absolutely. Show me the statute.
Give me 1 second. Okay.
Ranger 997-1582. 1453.
Hello? Hey, Travis.
Hey, what's up, man?
Nothing. Sorry to bother you. I got a random question for you, though. I'm dealing with something right now.
Yeah.
So I got called out to an address out here in Blanchard, Summer Valley Road, for a suspicious vehicle, and gentleman's parked in a black pickup. He's from Oklahoma City, but he won't give me his name and tells me he doesn't have to give me his driver's license because he's not done anything wrong.
He's driving a vehicle?
Well, he's parked right now.
Okay. Well, technically, there's no obligation for him to identify himself. I mean, unless you've got reasonable suspicion that he's committing a crime.
Well, the thing is I have no reasonable suspicion to believe that he's not committing a crime because he has a ladder in the back of the truck and he's in front of houses that aren't occupied right now.
Oh, I see. Okay. Yeah, there's no compelled ID statute in Oklahoma. I have to think about. I mean, do you have anything else to suggest that he might be involved in something illicit?
Well, I'm curious why a man from Oklahoma City is parked on a dead-end road in Blanchard.
Bellamy was just plain disrespectful. Grants and Officer Haynes were having a civil discussion, and this macho just wanted to show us that he's a tough guy. Ultimately, Haynes would try to verify what Grants was trying to say by calling the district attorney.
All you've got is a guy sitting in front of an unoccupied house with a ladder in the back?
Yeah, and the road he's on is it's one of those not city Blanchard roads, but he says it's city easement even though he's parked in this person's yard. Part of his truck is in the person's ditch line. He's like, well, that's easement. I'm like, well, this is a private road, so therefore it's not a city easement, buddy.
Right. Yeah, man, I don't think you got enough to compel him to give you his identification.
Okay.
I mean, I know that's not what you want to hear.
No, that's why I called you instead of just ripping him out of his truck.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. I mean, you might try to think of a way that you can get him pulled over and stopped. But I would have to, you have to base on some sort of observed practice violation in order to get him ID.
Yes.
But like, this is frustrating the hell out of me for you.
It has today's Code 4.
It has what on it?
Today's date, and a camera, and it has one of these addresses.
Oh, okay. So he's got a manila envelope in his front seat in plain view with a camera on it. The manila envelope has 3 a.m. and today's date.
And one of these addresses.
And an address on the street on it.
Summer Oaks?
Summer Valley.
Did you hear that, Travis?
Yeah, I didn't quite understand it. He's got a manila envelope in plain view on his front seat. It's got a date and a time and an address on it?
An address on this street on it.
And it says 3 a.m.
It says 3 a.m.
And a camera.
And a camera sitting next to it.
Oh, he's probably a private investigator.
Probably, but I don't know why he wouldn't want to tell me that.
I asked him if he was
because those guys are douchebags.
Yeah.
I mean, that's been my experience, and there's probably some of the more litigious people that you'll have to come across that be involved in a lawsuit. Yeah, man, I just don't think you're over the line. I mean, I don't think you're beyond that point.
Okay. Well, all right. I'll just tell him that I'll contact Cleet about his private eye license or whatever it is.
Yeah, I mean, if you want to continue, talking to him and that.
But I'm just, and I gave him the same spiel I gave everybody else that says I don't have to give my ID. Yeah, you're right, you don't. But I like to know who I'm dealing with. Make sure you're not a convicted murderer. And he says, well, I don't answer any questions. I'm like, look, man, I'm not asking you a whole bunch of questions. I'm just trying to figure out who you are. If you ain't got nothing to worry about, give me your license. I'll cut you loose. Have a good day. I just have to do my job and identify and make sure you're not here robbing, because guess what? If the house gets broken into, you're the person I'm going to come talk to.
Who's the vehicle check back to?
Even the district attorney told Haynes that they had no right to ID him. The officers should have backed off.
Is he going to get out and come back here and talk to us?
No, she just said to arrest him. And he's been videoing this whole time.
I know you've been doing some
questions. Go ahead and just lock me up.
What are you arresting him for?
I don't know. Not for not.
What are you arresting him for? What are you arresting him for?
Huh?
He hasn't violated really a crime yet, so if not,
Are you investigating a crime or possible crime?
possibly.
Okay, he's obstructing an officer from doing his duty, right?
Okay.
All right.
You said you're meeting somebody here in a few minutes?
You have a legal right to make contact with you based on a call.
And I don't
And
have
you're
to
obstructing that. I'm not here to listen to you. I'm here to tell you what's going on. Okay? I don't care if you record me.
This whole,
We
I
are
don't
ours
care.
are recorded
Okay,
too.
you're obstructing an officer from doing his duty, so now you're under arrest, unless you want to cooperate. Okay? That's legal. Have a nice day.
Would you like to explain the address and the time on the folder inside your vehicle with the camera?
I don't answer questions.
Okay.
Look, man.
Identify yourself.
I don't answer questions.
Look, man.
They didn't ask a question. Hey.
Can you at least take your hands out of your pockets for me? Thank you.
Look, all I'm trying to do, man, if you're PI, no big deal.
At this point, Haynes would have probably let Grants know that he was in the clear. But before he could do that, Chief Stacy White arrived on scene and just 16 seconds later asked Bellamy to cuff Grants.
Turn off your phone back for a second. You're in place investigative detention, okay? You're in investigative detention at this time. You understand that?
I hope all your body cameras are on.
They are, sir. Do you understand that? I said you're in.
Just said.
What did I say?
That I'm under investigative detention.
Okay. What does that mean?
I'm being detained.
Okay. So you're being detained.
I understand what that means.
All right. So
there's a difference between an arrest and a detention.
There is. There is. You are correct. If you're an insurance stressor, that's fine. We'll identify you. We'll make sure you're at the right house and kick you loose. Not a big deal, bro.
Well, the folder for this house is sitting right there. And the homeowner's not home, so she doesn't.
Do you have the homeowner's name that I can contact? Make sure you're supposed to be here.
Yeah, but that's none of your business.
Okay, that's fine.
As a matter of fact, if you want to go talk to that neighbor right there, he has the garage door to let me into the house so I can get a photograph of the inside of that garage door.
That's all you had to say from the beginning, man.
I don't have to tell you that. Don't you guys understand what my rights are?
Nobody said you have to tell us that. What we said is that you have to identify yourself.
I do not.
You do have to identify yourself. But we are here investigating whether or not you have. We have reason to.
You have every right
Listen
to
to me.
investigate.
Stop interrupting. You ask for my respect, I'm asking for yours in return. Okay? We are investigating because somebody called a suspicious vehicle and person in that vehicle. Okay? I'm not done talking. Within that investigation, we can identify you by getting your identification. You are required because we are investigating that you may be committing a crime, and therefore you must identify yourself.
What crime?
Trespassing.
Okay.
That's number one.
Okay, sir.
To be trespassed,
Keeping time for all we know. Okay,
and that's
for all we
you guys
know.
to determine.
That's right, and in doing that, we have to identify you.
No, you don't.
Yeah, we do.
No. You can ask for my identification. I am not legally required to give it to you.
Except that you.
No, I'm not. My attorney has told me so.
I don't care what your attorney told you. You have to identify yourself because we're investigating a possible crime.
My rights are important to me.
A possible crime is being investigated.
Okay, what crime?
I just told you two.
Okay. Then arrest me for those two crimes.
We have to determine that you've committed those crimes.
I haven't committed any crime.
We have to identify you.
No, you don't.
Can you look at
I have a Fourth Amendment right not to tell you.
helpful to any of the owners to make contact if they're expecting anybody?
Address for that's me.
As confidently as Captain Bellamy spoke, the law wasn't going to change. Ultimately, Grants took this to court, and the court ruled in his favor. Grants took home $75,000 from this case. All that money went from the taxpayer's wallet just because some deputies and a tyrant chief didn't know the law and acted out of their egos. This next case takes a horrible turn as police arrive on the scene of a head-on collision. And the prime suspect? A drunk cop. On May 1st, 2021, on a highway in Albuquerque, New Mexico, police arrived at the scene of a devastating crash.
The floor on the back. Smell it too.
Yeah. Hey, brother. Come here. Go over here. You got your driver's license on you?
I'm sorry?
Do you have your license on you? Get it from me real quick. What happened?
I have no idea, man. I just fucking head on. It's, oh my god.
What do you mean head on?
I have no fucking clue what's going on.
Like, that car was coming towards you?
If I could tell you, I would, man. It just, oh my god, dude.
What are you remembering?
I'm just trying to come home and.
Okay. So you're going southbound.
Obviously, yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And then.
That's it, dude. That's all.
You remember lights? You remember anything?
No. I'm top with Cuba PD, man.
Okay.
Sorry. Oh, dude, I'm obviously I'm going towards Santa Fe, dude. Hello, where I'm going home.
Santa Fe's that way.
Yes. Yes, sir. Oh, give me a second, dude. Hold on 1 second. Give me a second.
This man was the driver who collided with the car head-on. He was an off-duty Cuba Police, New Mexico police officer Brandon Barber and the prime suspect in this crash. The officer smelled alcohol on Barber and wanted to test if this was going to be a DUI case.
Oh, shit. I think we're okay.
Can you do me a favor real quick? Follow my finger real quick, bro.
Do you got it? Yeah, I'm sorry. Whoa, sorry.
What's up, bro?
I gotta deal with all that. Hold on.
No, I know. Can you just follow my finger real quick, bro?
No.
Okay.
Not my legs, not my hands, not my anything. Hold on.
Not trying to do that.
Give me a second. I'm sorry, I'm shaking like a motherfucker.
No, I get it.
This is torn. This is completely torn.
Okay, I understand. You're a cop, right, bro?
Yeah.
So you get what I'm
No,
right?
exactly.
Okay.
I know exactly what you're trying for.
Okay. I'm just trying to rule you out so I can be on to the next person. Okay? Is that cool?
Try your best, but
all I need to do is follow my finger for just a second.
I'm sorry. I'm too sorry. 2 seconds, dude. I'm so sorry.
Do you want to lean against this car right here?
Let me.
So you're not on your feet?
No. Let me just catch my legs, dude. Son of a bitch, dude. That shit was head on like a motherfucker. That's all I fucking know. That is all I know.
Alright, can you just track my finger real quick?
Oh, shit. Yeah, okay, ready?
Alright, just track it real quick, dude.
Let's try. Oh, fuck.
Just
Good
real
luck,
quick.
Good luck.
The officer noted that Barber had bloodshot eyes and he was moving his head when subjected to a field sobriety test. Barber then gives his side of the story.
So you can't recall anything at all that happened?
No. I wish I fucking could, dude. I wish I fucking could.
You haven't had anything to drink this evening?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Yes.
What did you have to drink?
I had a beer today.
Okay.
I had 2 beers, actually. I'm sorry.
Okay. What time was your last drink?
I'd have to tell you.
If you had to guess. If you had to take a guess, about what time was your last drink?
7 o'clock.
About 7?
Yes, sir.
Alright, and what did you have?
Oh, just like this. Okay, just like this.
Were you
involved in the accident?
Yes, sir.
Who was
That's
with
me.
you?
That's me. Nobody else.
Just in the truck?
Yeah.
Alright. So, here's the deal, brother. And you know where I'm coming from, okay? I do smell alcohol on you. Alright.
Yeah,
obviously, there's something else going on over here that we're trying to figure out. Would you be willing to do some tests for me just so I can make sure that you're not intoxicated?
Whatever you need to do, dude.
Alright. I'm gonna have you come lean on the front of this car. Because obviously you said your leg's injured, right?
Yeah.
Alright.
Barber told the cop that he had 2 beers, but he seemed to be really disoriented, even in the call earlier when he was telling someone that he was going to Santa Fe while he was going the opposite way. Fortunately, Barber agreed to further tests.
Just try and keep your head straight, okay? Yeah, nice. You remember these tests? Yeah, of course I Alright, just keep your head straight. You turn your head, alright? Just keep your head straight. Right here on top of my finger. All the way over as far as you can look at it. That's it, right? You're looking over here, brother. That's just follow my I finger. can't go any right? further than that. Alright. Just follow my finger, alright? We're gonna take my head with you. Well, keep following it. That's it, dude. Right there. Just keep following it, huh? What's going on, brother? You want to keep doing these or no? Yeah, of course I do. Of course I do. I got hit head on, dude. Alright, let's keep doing them here. You don't mind? Huh?
You were by yourself?
No.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought you had the other two on the phone. Yes, you
Me,
were.
I was.
You want to do medication?
Yes, absolutely.
He's got odor alcohol from it.
She said that when she was coming up, he had no lights on the vehicle, so she didn't see him. So she swerved out the way, and that's when.
Alright, he's looking like he's 47, based on everything I can see. Just keep an eye on him real quick. Let me go check out what's going on.
He was laughing and giggling the whole time. Little did he know that one of the 2 people in the car he crashed into was dead, and the other was in serious condition. Then we hear what the witnesses had to say.
Can you just give me a brief summary of kind of like what you seen, what happened?
Before we were coming, it was like nobody was here. It was just these 2, honestly. I don't think anybody saw the accident happen.
Okay.
But I almost hit the truck in front of me because I didn't see it when I was driving. I just stopped. So that's whenever I stopped over here.
Did he have lights on?
Huh?
Did he have lights on?
No.
Okay. And he hit the truck that's there.
Truck hit that one.
Okay. I appreciate you guys. Yes, it's another person there that might be 10-7, but the other guy.
There's 2 in there. One's 10-7, I think. Okay. But I can't tell for sure because I turned over.
Moments later, Felix Nunez arrived on scene flexing his badge. He was the son of Barber.
That's my son in the ambulance.
Okay.
Yes. He has 1080s in there.
Okay.
We covered. We can. Or is this going to be a 45 fatal?
We don't know yet.
Okay.
They're still trying to get this guy out.
Did he hop over or what?
We don't know yet. We just got here.
Shit's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay. He called. He said they're taking him. His chest was hurting and stuff, so they're taking him in.
Okay.
You got 1 unit going with them?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, guys.
Where are you at? Were you following him, or did he call you?
No, he just called us.
Okay.
I was at home.
Okay.
That's why I was kind of.
All right. Yeah, we'll secure everything once we get the vehicle flipped over and we can actually get in there.
All right, I'll leave it to you guys. So
Okay.
He should have this person. He might have his. Yeah, he has his, maybe two guns in there. He has a 380 and a 9.
Okay. Cool.
Okay.
We'll do our best to find him.
All right, I'm gonna try to crawl back over now. I'm just gonna head to Unit 8.
Perfect.
You have a Tyler, yeah?
Yeah.
I'm gonna do that.
All right.
All right, Jenkins?
Yes, sir.
All right, thank you.
Even if he was a police chief, how could the cops let him onto an active crime scene? After this, we get to see the suspect at the hospital.
So, what time did you start about drinking? You said you ended at 7, you told me on scene,
Oh
right?
yeah, it was probably like 6:45 if that. It was 1 beer, man.
Okay.
Yeah.
Where was that at?
Shit.
In Albuquerque somewhere?
Honestly, I think it was like Bernalillo, honestly.
You were in Bernalillo?
Yeah, at the time.
Okay. So, you were heading to the Santa Fe, you said?
Yeah, back towards Bernalillo, back towards Bernalillo.
Okay, so so you were in Albuquerque then? Or?
At the time, yeah.
Okay, you were in Albuquerque, all right.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you're heading to Santa Fe?
No, back towards Bernalillo.
Back towards Bernalillo?
Yeah.
Okay. And you had one beer. What time did you guys start drinking? For the draft or what?
I don't even pay attention to the draft. I don't even fucking know how that works.
All right. What time did you about start drinking your beer?
Maybe about 3?
3?
Yeah.
Okay, so you started at 3, and you finished it at 6:45? So 3 hours and 45 minutes?
No, honestly, I only had 2 drinks.
2 drinks?
Yeah, I had 2 beers.
Okay.
I'll be in hours. I had to get my daughter from school, so it was nothing legitimate.
Okay. All right. Obviously, you smacked your head pretty good, I take it?
I fucked my shit up.
Okay. Can I finish the horizontal gaze nystagmus test on you?
I don't think it'll be legitimate, but you could try.
Do you want me, will you accept me doing it, or do you not want to consent to it?
Let's finish this medical piece, and then we can do it after we're good from there.
All right.
I think.
All right,
I don't know, man.
Right now, I have reason to believe that you're under the influence of intoxicating liquor and or drugs, okay? There's an open container in the vehicle. You were actually driving possibly the wrong way on the freeway.
Me?
Yes, sir. And also, there's you have red bloodshot watered eyes, strong odor of alcohol. When I started the test, you have significant lack of smooth pursuit in your eyes, which you know what that is.
Of course, yeah.
You have also distinct and sustained nystagmus at maximum deviation in both eyes until we had to stop for the medical people, okay?
Exactly.
All right, so I'm gonna have to do this. I'm gonna go ahead and apply for a search warrant for your blood, okay? Once I do that and the judge approves it, you know how that process works from there, okay?
If you get a search warrant, you gotta do what you gotta do, man.
All right, brother. Just hang in there. They're gonna keep working on you, okay?
The resulting crash killed Alfredo Escanami Hernandez and Diego Arellano. The incident occurred after Barber left Sandia Casino. Barber pleaded guilty to multiple charges, including 2 counts of homicide by vehicle while driving under the influence. Escanami's son spoke in court before the sentence.
Yeah, this has impacted us in the worst way you can imagine. Because like I said, we had a perfect world. Both of our parents, our siblings. Unfortunately, that was stripped of us. It was robbed. I know we're all here because somebody's doing the right thing. But in your heart, think about it. Are you really doing the right thing? Knowing you still have another opportunity at a second chance at life.
We're brought together because of a mistake that I made. One that resulted in a heartbreaking and traumatic event. I had no intention of hurting or harming anyone. Every day and night, I pray for the victims and their family. I take full responsibility, and I bear much guilt.
Barber was sentenced to 26 years in prison. He faced a potential sentence of up to 45 years. And that's all for today's video. If you like crime content, subscribe so you don't miss out on our next upload. Thanks for watching. And be sure to check out this next video while you're still here.